What's up YouTube? Hey, I just wanted to show you a quick video of how I make compost tea. For those of you who may not know, compost tea is nothing more than using water to extract all of the nutrients out of soil or out of your compost so that you can use the liquid or the water to water your plants. It's a great free fertilizer. You can make endless supplies of compost tea. Here's how I do it. Basically, there's a million different ways. You don't need to follow this method. This is just one of the methods that I use that's bringing me pretty good results. So what I do is I get a bucket, and basically what you want to do is you want to start with compost. Now I have a big compost pile in my yard. You can also do this with bag compost that you purchase from the store. This particular compost here is nothing more than it's black cow manure. It's manured or aged cow manure, so it's not straight raw manure from the farm. This is something that has been already aged and then bagged up and sold in the stores, so there's billions of bacteria in here. Basically, this is what you do. You have your soil or whatever you're using, and you want to purchase a 1-gallon paint strainer bag. You can pick these up at Lowe's or Home Depot, Walmart, any big box store. Go to the painting section where they have the paint brushes, and these are basically strainers. So there's 2 in a pack. They're like $1 or something, maybe $2. But what you do is you open one of these bags, you put your compost inside the bag, and you suspend it on a stick. I'm using a ruler, and basically you can see there's the bag. I have soil in there, and you just suspend it in the water. Now the other part that I use for my compost tea setup here is I also purchased something online. It's called Sea Magic. I believe this came from Burpee. This is nothing more than seaweed extract. So it's a dry powder. It comes in a package. If you follow the directions, it says empty the entire package into a 3-gallon bucket and mix it with water. But that really doesn't allow you to keep it as long. Keep it in a dry mixture. What I did is I took it out of its package and I put it into just a empty herb container. I think this was parsley. But I saved the container. Save your containers, guys. These are really useful, so it's always a good idea to repurpose as best as you can. So I emptied all of that Sea Magic material into this container, and it has a nice little sifter there, so it works really well. So what I did is once I added a couple handfuls of the compost, I sprinkled in just a little capful of this seaweed extract, and again, this is going to add extra billions of bacteria that your plants are going to love. And we put it in one of these 1-gallon paint strainer bags. The other part of the process is air. So this is a form of aerobic. If you think of aerobic exercise, you're using air to feed the microbes. The microbes that are in the water, basically they need air and they need something to feed on. So a sugar, basically we use a molassass. So this is a molassass. It's an unsulfured. Very important to use unsulfured molasses. You only need 1 or 2 tablespoons for an entire 5-gallon bucket. This is well water. The water you use, you want to make sure it's non-chlorinated. If you're using tap water, make sure you let the water sit out 24 hours because the chlorine they put in the tap water will kill the beneficial microbes that the plants use to feed. So just as a precaution, so we have the paint strainer bag, the 5-gallon bucket. We're using the unsulfured molasses, just 1 or 2 tablespoons. And for the air, I'm using a very cheap aquarium pump. This is a top fin. I think it's a $2.50 or $5, $8, $10, very cheap air pump. And basically that connects to an air stone. And again, this you get at an aquarium store. That goes on the bottom of your bucket and it supplies bubbles that produce air. And you'll let this sit for 24 hours and you can use that mixture. Again, dilute this bucket. You can dilute this with another 5 gallons and get totally 10 gallons of liquid fertilizer to feed your plant if you want. You can definitely apply it straight to your plants if you need to, but you can double your production by diluting this further with unchlorinated water. So again, this is just my method, very simple, very quick. I know if you've never made compost before, don't let this get too complicated. But I just wanted to show everybody out there how I'm making compost tea. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll definitely answer them. Have a good night.